welcome to another Tune of the Month. Happy August, hope all's well with you. I've been getting a lot of requests from you guys to do a waltz as the Tune of the Month. And so I am more than happy to oblige. I love waltzes, and I have one in particular that has been a favorite of mine for years and years and years, and that I think you'll really love as well. It's a beautiful waltz from here in New England, and it's called Far Away. It was written by Jung, who says that he wrote this tune coming back from a dawn dance, which is a contra dance that goes all night and extremely magical and wonderful. And he said he wrote this about a dancer who's particularly beautiful and alluring to him. So here it is. It's called Far Away. So that's the tune. Those of you who are listening, thanks for tuning in. And those of you who are learning, grab your instrument. Let's dig into this thing. So what I love about this waltz is that it kind of plays with the line between a minor key and a major key. I'm sure you heard that, and that might be what really grabbed you about it as well. Not many tunes do it so artistically. So we're going to dive into the tune, but the whole point of this is to figure out for a waltz, you want it beautiful and graceful, and that's all about the bowing. So we're going to talk today about waltz bowing and the best strategies that you can apply to this waltz and any other waltz like it, which is to say a waltz with a lot of little moving eighth notes in it. In general, when I have a waltz that is like this, where it's quarter, eighth, 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 like lots of eighth notes, I'm going to use a combination of slurred and separate eighth notes, which the slurs will give it the smooth and the gracefulness, and the separate eighth notes will give it a little bit of motion, because you want it to move forward but still be extremely smooth and beautiful. So how I'm going to do this is with my bow distribution. I'm going to use two words. One is big. Big refers to either a single quarter note or two eighth notes slurred together. The other is little, which refers to two separate eighth notes. So in this first bar, I'm going to have a pickup of two eighth notes. It's going to be big. Big, 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 little, little, big. And you'll notice as I do that, don't worry, you don't know those notes yet, I'll show you. What the words mean is how much bow I'm using. Big, I'm using this much. Little, I'm using that much. If you use too much bow on your littles, they will be very choppy. And if you don't use enough bow on your bigs, it won't be beautiful and sustained. So this is all about bow distribution. Okay, so here comes the tune. This is in B minor, two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. And I'll play the A section slowly. First I'm going to take out the ornaments, but put all the bowings in. Watch for the bigs and littles. So that's the A section. You're getting the hang of it. You can go back, rewind, and play it again. over and over and over. In general, what I'm doing is when I have a pickup to a phrase, that's a slur in. I'm going to slur in up bow, like the beginning. And it's a big, big. And what I'm going to do, I've got 3 beats. I'm going to play big, big, little. All right? That's a general bowing to use in a waltz. Anytime you have a quarter and 4/8 notes. Big, big, little. Very smooth, lots of motion. It's great. And then the answer to that is the little big, the next bar. Here, I'll show you. The pickup is big. Big, 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 little. Answer, little big. Do it again. Big, 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 little big. Do it again. Big, 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 little, little big. Big, 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 little big. You notice how the littles are always falling on beat 3 of the waltz? Beat 1 is a big, beat 2 is a big, beat 3 is a little, and that's because beat 3's job is to propel, is to create motion to get you back to beat 1, which is the most important. All right, that give you an idea of the A section? Let's look at the B section. It's the same rhythmic pattern. I call it the bowing words that we're doing. Here's the B section slowly. I'll do the first just playing, and then when I repeat it, I'll use the bowing words. See if you can spot them ahead of time. New part. Repeat. Big, big, little, little, big. Big, 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 little, big. Do a big. Big, 1, 2, 3, separate bows. 1, 2, 3, separate bows. Big, big, little, big. So go back and rewind that if you want more mileage. But did you notice it has the same bowing words as the A section, just different notes? Big pickup, big, big, little, little, big. Do it again. Big, 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 little, big is the first part. Now, that magical, awesome part where all of a sudden we break the big little pattern. I call it the walk down. Oh, sorry. And this is brilliant writing, I'll tell you that. So it's a big pickup, big, but now he's broken the pattern. Rather than playing in groups of 2s, it's groups of 3s. The first group of 3 I'm going to slur. It's an arpeggio, a B minor arpeggio, in fact, going down. The next arpeggio is A major going down. I'm going to play it separate. The next arpeggio is a G major arpeggio going down. I will slur. A. See how I'm alternating between slur and separate to balance the grace and the moving? Always the littles are moving, the slurs are graceful. So that's the whole B section. All right? This bowing will work for any waltz that's like this. I'm going to go back and play it with the bowing, and I'm going to put in a couple grace notes. We're mostly talking about bowings today, but just let you hear where I'm doing them. If you're not sure what these grace notes are, go back and check out previous tunes of the month, where I've explained the hammer-on, the single grace from below, and the flap, the double grace from above. I'm using mostly hammer-ons and flaps. So hopefully if you've been following Tune of the Month and studying ornaments, you notice that I'm using mostly hammer-ons on every quarter note, big. Here. Here. Again. Again. And you could follow that pattern through and end up with a beautifully ornamented waltz. I'm also tending to do flaps on every eighth note, big. I'm sorry, eighth note, little. See how I throw that in there? It's worth playing with. If you want to see sheet music to this and get more into where I'm putting the grace notes, you can sign up for my mailing list on my website, www.mariblack.com. I'll always email out sheet music for the Tune of the Month with all the bowings and ornaments that we discussed. But I am especially interested to hear what you guys do with that waltz bowing and what other waltzes you can apply to it and how you apply it to this tune. And if I see you out on the road somewhere at a show or a fiddle camp, I will look forward to playing Far Away with you, hopefully in the not too distant future. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later.